Can you see the light around?
Ah, yes, I've got it. It's your data. And outside?
Outside,
You know what I mean. Beyond that wall,
there's a passage.
at the end of the passage?
There's more room, more passage, and tired.
And what lies beyond them?
That's all.
But surely you have a day of symptoms. Where do you go?
To my uncle, please. Is the here valid her? He has a room on the third floor.
I should have guessed as much. Where's the light switch?
There isn't any.
What? Can one turn off the light?
Oh, the management can cut off the current. If you want to. But I can remember they're having done so on in this floor. We have all the electricity we want.
So one has to live with one eye open all the time?
Haha, to lift it, you say?
Don't let's scribble over words with one's eyes open forever. Always broad daylight in my eyes and in my head. And supposed I took that concentration on that mantelpiece and drop it on the lamp. Wouldn't it go out?
Cannot move it. It's too heavy.
You're right. It's too heavy.
Very well, sir. If you don't need me anymore, I will be off.
What? You're going? Wait! That's a bell, isn't it? And if I ring, you're about to come.
Well, yes, that's true. In a way, but you can never be sure about the bell. There's something wrong with the ring and doesn't always work.
It's working alright.
Yes, but I shouldn't count into much I fear you. It's capricious. Well, I really must go now. Yes, sir?
No, never mind. What's this?
Can you see? An ordinary paper knife.
Are the books here?
Oh,
And what's the use of this? Very well, you can go.
did you call, sir?
Yeah. Oh no.
This is your room, madam. Is there any information you query? Most of our just have quit. But I love to ask me. Anyhow, as regards the toothbrush and the living in the mental self, we have a little chat, me and him.
Where is Florence? Didn't you hear? I asked you about Florence. Where is she?
I have no idea.
That's the way it works, is it? The tower by separation. Well, as far as I am concerned, you won't get anywhere. Florence was a tiresome little fool, and I shall miss her in the last.
I beg your pardon. Where do you suppose I am?
You? Why? The torture, of course.
Well, that's a good one. The comic for words. I the torture. So you came in and had a look at me and said I was one of the staff? Of course it's that silly fellow's fault. He should have introduced us. A torture indeed. I'm Joseph Garcia, journalist and man of letters by profession. And as we're both in the same boat, so to speak, I ask you, Mrs.
Not Mrs. I'm one minute.
Right. That's a start anyway. Well, now that we've broken the ice, do you really think I look like a torture? And by the way, how does one recognize tortures when one sees them? Evidently, you've ideas on the subject.
They look frightening.
Frightened? But how ridiculous! Of whom should they be frightened? Of their victims?
Run away! But I know what I'm talking about. I've often watched my face in the mirror.
In the glass? How busy often. They remove everything in the least resembling a glass. Anyhow, I can assure you're not frightened. Not that I take my position lightly. I realize its gravity only too well, but I'm not afraid.
That's your fear. Must you be here all the time? Or do you take a stroll outside now and then?
The door's locked. I can't quite understand that it bores you having me here, and I too, well, quite frankly, I'd rather be alone. I want to think things out, to set my life in order, and what does that better by myself? But I'm sure we'll manage to pull along together somehow. I'm no talker. I don't move much. In fact, I'm a peaceful sort of fellow. Only, if I may venture on a suggestion, we should make a point of being extremely courteous to each other. That will ease the situation for both us.
I'm not polite.
Then I be polite for two.
You're not.
I beg your pardon?
Can you keep your mouth still? You keep twisting it about all the time. It's protest.
So sorry. I wasn't aware of it.
That's just what I reproach you with. See? There you are. You talk about politeness, but you don't even try to control your face. Remember, you're not alone. You have no right to inflict the sight of your fear on me.
How about you? Aren't you afraid?
What will be the use? There are some point on being afraid before, while one still has hope.
There's no more hope, but it's still before. We haven't yet begun to suffer.
That's so. Well, what's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
No, don't look up. I know what you're hiding with your hands and I have no face left. What? But I don't know you.
I'm not a torturer, madam.
I never thought you were. I thought someone was trying to play a rather nasty trick on me. Is anyone else coming?
No, madam. No one else is coming.
Oh, then we're to stay by ourselves. The three of us. This gentleman, this lady, and myself.
There's nothing to laugh about.
It's those sofas, they're so hideous. And just look how they've been arranged. It makes me think of New Year's Day when I used to visit that boring out of mine, Aunt Mary. Her house is full of horror like that. I suppose each of us has a sofa of his own. Is that one mine? But you can expect me to sit on that one. It will be too horrible for words. I'm in pale blue and vivid green.
Would you prefer mine?
That claret colored one, you mean? That's very sweet of you. But really, no. I don't think it'd be so much better. What's the good of worrying anyhow? We've got to take what comes to us, and I'll stick to the green one. The only one which might do at a pinch is that gentleman's.
Did you hear her, Mr. Garcia?
Oh, you mean the sofa? Please take it.
Thanks. Well, as one of the
Dia mulai beneran
friends,
masuk.
still we
Bukan.
got.
AG1.
Enlite, Mr. Andre. Very pleased to meet you.
Joseph Garcia.
Hmm. Do you recommend a launcher?
No, you can go. I really want you.
You're very pretty. I wish we had some flower to welcome you with.
Flowers? Yes, I love flowers. Only they fade so quickly over the day. It's so stuffy. Oh, well, the great thing is to keep as simple as we can, don't you agree? Of course, you two are.
Yes, last week. How about you?
I'm quite reason. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, the ceremony is not quite over. The wine is blowing my sister fell over the place. She's trying her best to cry. Come dear, make another effort. That's better. Two tears, two little tears are twinkling under the black veil. Oh dear, what a sight, Olga. Look this morning. She's holding my sister arm, helping her along. She's not crying, and I don't blame her. Tears always mess one's face up, don't they? Olga was my bosom friend, you know.
Did you suffer much?
No, I was only health conscious mostly.
What was it?
Pneumonia is over now. They live in the cemetery. Goodbye, goodbye. Quite a crowd they are. My husband stayed at home, frustrated with grief. Poor man. How about you?
Augusto.
And you, Mr. Carson?
12 bullets through my chest. Sorry. I fear I'm not good company among that.
Please, please don't use that word. It's so crude and terribly bad taste, really. It doesn't mean much anyhow. Somehow I feel we've never been so much alive as now. If we've absolutely got to mention this state of things, as I guess we call ourselves. Wait, absentees. Have you been absent for long?
But a month
Where do you come from?
from Rio.
I'm from Paris. Have you anyone left them there?
Yes, my wife. She's waiting the entrance of the barracks. She comes there every day, but they won't let her in. No, she's trying to pick between the bars. She doesn't yet know I'm absent, but she suspects it.
Please, Mr. Garcian,
What is it?
you're sitting on my sofa.
I beg your pardon?
You look so far away. Sorry I disturbed you.
I was setting my life in order. You may laugh, but you'd do better to follow my example.
No need. My life in perfect order. It tidied itself up nicely of its own accord. So I needn't bother about it now.
Oh, really? You imagine it's so simple as that?
I can imagine why they put us three together. It doesn't make sense.
What's that you said?
I'm looking at you too and thinking that we're going to live together. It's so absurd. Expect to meet old friends or relatives.
Yes, a charming old friend with a hole in the middle of his face.
Yes, him too. He danced the tango so divinely like a professional. But why? Why should we old people be put together?
A pure fluke. I should say, they watch folks as they can, in the order of the coming. Why are you laughing?
Because you almost mimic your looks, as if they left anything to change. But I suppose you two got to reassert yourself somehow.
I wonder now, do you think we may have met each other at some time in our lives?
Never. I shouldn't have forgotten you.
Or perhaps we have friends in common. I wonder if you know the Dubois Seymours.
Not likely.
But everyone went to their parties.
What's their job?
Ah, they don't do anything, but they have a lovely house in the country and household people visit them.
I didn't. I was post office clerk.
Yes, of course, in that case. And you, Mr. Carson?
We've never met. I always live in Rio.
Then you must be right. It's Melchin that has brought us together.
Will change? Then it's by change. This room is furnished as we see it. It's an accident that the sofa on the right is a livid green and that one on the left wine red. Will change? Well, just try to sip the sofa and you'll see the difference quick enough.
But really, everything here so hideous. All in angles, so uncomfortable. I always loathed the angles.
And do you think I live in a second-hand hair drying room?
So it was all fixed up beforehand.
Yes, and they put us together deliberately.
Then it's not more chance that you precisely are sitting opposite me. But what can be the idea behind it?
Ask me another. I know they're waiting.
I never could bear the idea of anyone suspecting something from me. It always made me want to do just the opposite.
Well, do it. Do it if you can. You don't even know what they expect.
It's outrageous. So something coming down from you too? Something nasty, I suppose. There are some faces that tell me everything at once. Yours don't convey anything.
Look, while we are together, you've given us quite enough hints. You may as well come out with it.
But I know nothing. Absolutely nothing about it. I as much in the dark as you are.
We've got to know.
If only each of us had the guts to tell. Estella,
Yes,
what have you done? I mean, why they have sent you here?
that's just it. Heaven and ocean, not the focus. In fact, I'm wondering if there hasn't been some ghastly mistake. Don't smile. Just think of the number of people who become absentees every day. There must be thousands and thousands, and probably they're sought out by understaffers. You know what I mean? Stupid employees who don't know their job. So they're born to make mistakes sometimes. Don't stop smiling. Why don't you speak? If they made a mistake in my case, they may have done the same about you. And you too, anyhow. Isn't it better to think we've got her by mistake?
Is that all you have to tell us?
What else should I tell? I'm nothing to hide. I lost my parents when I was a kid, and I had my young brother to bring up. We were terribly poor, and when an old friend of my people asked me to marry him, I said yes. He was very well off and quite nice. My brother was a very delicate child and needed all sorts of attention. So really, that was the right thing for me to do, don't you agree? My husband was old enough to be my father, but for 6 years we had a happy married life. Then 2 years ago I met the man I was fated to love. We know the moment we set eyes on each other. He asked me to run away with him and I refused. Then I got pneumonia and it finished me. That's the whole story, no doubt for certain standards. I did wrong to sacrifice my youth to a man nearly 3 times my age. Do you think that could be called a sin?
Certainly not. And now tell me, do you think it's crime to stand by one's principles?
Of course not. Surely no one could blame a man for that.
Wait a bit. I ran a Pacific newspaper. Then the war broke out. What was I to do? Everyone was watching me, wondering, will he dare? Well, I dared. I folded my arms and they shut me. Had I gone anything wrong?
Wrong, on the contrary, you were.
Ah, hero! And how about your wife, Mr. Garcia?
Ah,
That's simple. I rescued her from the gutter.
You see.
Yes, I see. Look here. What's the point of playing acting? Trying to throw us in each other's eyes? We're all tarred with the same brush.
How dare you?
Yes, we're criminals, murderers. All three of us. We're in hell, my pets. They never make mistakes. And people are dumb for nothing.
Stop, for heaven's sake.
In hell, that's us, all the three.
Keep quiet, I forbid you to use such disgusting words.
That's you, my little pacifist. And Gita, our friend there, the noble pacifist. We had our hour of pleasure, haven't we? There have been people who burn their life for our sakes, and we chuckle over it. So now we have to pay the reckoning.
Will you keep your mouth shut?
Ha! I understand now why they've put us three together.
I advise you to think twice before you say one more.
Right! You'll see how simple it is. Childish is simple. Obviously, there aren't any physical torments. You agree, don't you? And yet, we are in hell, and no one else will come here. We'll stay in this room together, the three of us, forever and ever. In short, there's someone absent here, the official third tower.
I'd noticed that.
It's obvious what they after. An economy of manpower or devil power should prevail. The same ideas in the cafeteria where the customer serve themselves.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean that each of us will act as the third tower of the two others.
No, I shall never be your torture. I wish neither of you any harm, and have no concern with you. Not at all. So the solution's easy enough. Each of us takes, put in his or her corner, and takes the notice of the others. You here, you here, I there. The soldiers added a pause. Also, we must speak. No one word. That won't be difficult. Each of us has plenty of matter for self-communing. I think I could stay 10,000 years with only my thoughts for company.
I forgot to keep silent too.
Yes. And what the way? We'll work out our salvation, looking into ourselves, never raising our heads. Agreed.
Agree.
I agree. Excuse me, have you a glass and a sour glass? A pocket mirror will do.
Don't worry, I have the glass in my bag. It's gone! They must have taken it from me at the entrance.
How tiresome.
What's the matter?
I feel so queer. Don't you ever get taken that way? When I can't see myself, I begin to wonder if I really and truly exist. I pat myself just to make sure, but it doesn't help much.
You're lucky. I always consist myself of my mind. Mindful consist.
Ah, yes, in your mind. But everything that goes on in one's head is so fake, isn't it? It makes me want to sleep. I have six big mirrors. There they are. I can see them, but they don't see me. They're reflecting the carpet, the sea, two window. But how empty it is. A glass in which I'm absent. When I talk to people, I always make sure there was one nearby in which I could see myself. I watched myself talking, and somehow it kept me alert. Seeing myself as the others saw me. Oh dear, my lipstick, I'm sure I put it on a crook. No, I can do without the looking glass forever and ever. I simply can't.
Suppose I'll try to be your glass. Come and pay me a visit, dear. Here, place for you on my sofa.
But
Ah, he doesn't count.
but we're going to hurt each other. You said it yourself.
Do I look as if I want to hurt you?
One never can tell.
Much more likely. You hurt me. Still, what does it matter? If I've got to suffer, it might as well be at your hands. Your pretty hands. Come, sit down here. Now come closer. Closer. Look into my eyes. And what do you see?
Oh, I'm there. But so tiny I can see myself properly.
But I can. I can. Every inch of you. Now ask me some question. I'll be as candid as any looking glass.
Sure, our cat isn't boring you, Mr. Carson.
Don't worry about him. As I said before, he doesn't count. We're by ourselves. As we.
Are my lips alright?
So, no, David's magic.
I thought as much. Likely, no one's seen me. I'll try again.
That's better. No, no. Follow the line of your lips. Wait, I'll get your hand. There. That's quite good.
As good as when I come in.
Far better. Crueler. Your mouth looks quite diabolical with wine.
Good crisis, and you say you like it. How maddening not being able to see for myself. You're quiet, sure. Miss Serrano, it's alright now.
Won't you call me Ines?
Are you sure it looks alright?
You're lovely, Estelle.
But how can I rely upon your taste? It's the same as my taste? Ugh, how sickening it all is. Enough to drive one crazy.
I have your taste, my dear, because I like you so much. Now look at me. Now strike. Now smile. I'm not ugly either. Am I not nicer than your glass?
Oh, I don't know, you can be rather. My replacing the glass never did that, of course. I know it so well. Like something I had 10. I'm going to smile, and my smile will sink down into your pupils, and heaven knows what it will become.
And why so then you tempt me? Listen, I want you to call me Ines. We must be good friends.
I don't make friends with women very easily.
No, with postal clerks, you mean? You know the way the kids learn with a mirror? I'm your mirror, my dear, and you cannot escape me. There isn't any pimple, not a trace of one, so what about it? Suppose the mirror starts telling lies? Or suppose I cover my eyes, as he is doing, and refuse to look at you. All the love light of yours will be was on the desert eye. No, don't be afraid. I can help you looking at you. I can turn my eyes away and I'll be nice to you. Ever so nice. Only you must be nice to me too.
Are you really attracted by me?
Very much indeed.
But I wish he had noticed me too.
Of course, because he is a man. Look, Garcin, you've won. You've pretend. You haven't missed a word of what we have said.
Quite so, not the word. I stuck my fingers in my ears, but your voice is targeting my brain. Silly chatter. Now, will you leave me in peace? You too? I'm not interested in you.
Nothing new, perhaps. How about this child? Are you interested in her? I saw to your game. You got on your high horse just to impress her.
I asked you to leave me in peace. There's someone talking about me in the newspaper office, and I want to listen. And if it makes you any happier, let me tell you that I've no use for child, as you call her.
Thanks.
Oh, I didn't mean it rudely.
You!
So that's that. You know I beg you to not speak.
It's her fault, sister. I did not say anything of her and she came and offered me her glass.
So you see, but every time you were making up to him, trying every trick to catch up his attention.
Well, why shouldn't I?
To forget the others? Your silence clamors in my ears. You can dial up your mood, cut your tongue, but you can prevent being there. Can you stop your thoughts?
Have it your own way, I supposed. We were born to come for this. They knew what they were about, and we're easy king.
Leave me alone.
Why not? We travel about politeness and decorum, and the rest of it.
Oh, let me be.
Well, I warned you, Haniel. I asked so little of you, nothing but peace and a little silence. I put my fingers in my ear.
You know already there's nothing more to learn.
You're wrong, so long as the sheriff hasn't made a clean breast of it. They death damned him or her. You know nothing. Nothing that counts. You young lady, you shall begin. Why? Tell us why. If you're afraid of if we bring our specters into the open, it may save us from disaster. So, out with it. Why?
I tell you, I haven't a notion. They wouldn't tell me why.
That's so. They wouldn't tell me either. But I have a pretty good idea. Perhaps you're shy of speaking first, right? I'll lead off. I'm not a very estimable person.
No need to tell us. We know you were a deserter.
Let that be. It's only a side of issue. I'm here because I've treated my wife abominably. That's all. For 5 years, naturally. She's suffering still.
Why did you hurt her like that?
So easy, a word was enough to make her flinch like a sensitive plant. I tell you, I regret nothing. The truth is, she admired me too much. Does that mean anything to you?
No, Nobody admired.
So much better. So much the better for you. I suppose all this strikes you as very fake. Well, here's something you can get your teeth into. I brought a half-caste girl to stay in our house. My wife slept upstairs. She must have heard everything. She was an early riser, and as I the girl stayed in bed late, she serves us our morning coffee.
You? Brute.
Yes, a brute, but a well-beloved brute. No, it's nothing. Only Gomez. And he's not talking about me. What were you saying? Yes, a bird, certainly. As why should I be here? Your turn.
Well, I was what some people down there call a dumb. Dumb already. So it's not surprise being here.
Is that all you have to say?
No, there was the affair with Florence. A dead man's tale with 3 crops to eat. He to start with the sea and I, so there's no one left. I've nothing to worry about. It was a clean sweep, only that room. I see it now and then, empty, with the door to look. No dear, just unlike them. To let. It's to let. There's a notice on the door. That's too ridiculous.
3 that's you said?
Yeah, 3.
1 man and 2 women?
Yes.
Well, did he kill himself?
He? No! He hadn't the guts for that. Still, he had every reason. We let him a dog life. As a matter of fact, he was run over by a tram, a silly sort of animal, and I was living with them. He was my cousin.
Was Florence fair?
Fear? You know, I don't regret a thing. Still, I'm not so very keen to tell your story.
That's alright. So you got sick of him?
Quite gradually. All sorts of little things got on my nerves. For instance, he made a noise when he was drinking, a short gargle. Trifles like that. He was rather pathetic, really. Vulnerable. Why are you smiling?
Because I somehow am not vulnerable.
Don't be too sure. I crept inside her skin. She saw the world through my eyes. When she left him, I had her in my hands. We shared a bed sitting room at the other end of the town.
And then
Then the tram did its job. I used to remind her every day. Here's my pet. We killed him between us. I'm really cruel, really.
so am I.
Oh, you're not cruel. It's something else.
What?
I'll tell you later when I say I'm cruel. I mean, I can get on with it, making people suffer. I like a life cool. I live cool in others' hurt. When I'm alone, I flicker out. For 6 months, I fall away in her hurt, till there was nothing but I see her. One night, she got up and turned on the gas while I was asleep. Then she crept back into bed. So now you know.
Well,
Yes. What's in your mind?
nothing. Only that's not a pretty story.
Of course, but what matter?
As you say, what matter? You've turned. What have you done?
As I told you, I have an emotion. I wreck my brain, but it's no use.
Right. Then we'll give you a hand. Gotta follow with a nice face. Who is she?
Who? Who do you mean?
You know quite well. The man you were so scared of saying you coming.
Oh, him. Friend of mine.
Why were you afraid of him?
Listen, Mr. Carson.
Did he shoot himself in your account?
Of course not. How absurd you are.
Then why you should have been so scared? He blew his brains out, didn't he? That's how his face got smashed.
Don't. Just don't go on.
It's because of you.
He shot himself because of you.
Leave me alone. There's no fair bringing me like that. I want to go. I want to go.
Go if you can. Personally, I asked for nothing better. Unfortunately, the door's locked.
Your head full, both of you.
Handful? Yeah, that's the word. Now get on with it. That fellow who killed himself on your account. You were mistress, eh?
Of course she was. And he wanted to have her to himself alone. That's so, isn't it?
He danced tango like a professional, but he was poor as a coarse mouse. That's right, wasn't he?
Was he poor or not? Give a straight answer.
Yes, he was poor.
And then you had your reputation to keep up. One day he came and implored you to run away with him, and you laughed in his face.
That's it. You laughed at him, so he killed himself.
Did you used to look at Florence in that way?
Yes,
You got it all wrong, you two. You want me to have a baby, so there.
And you didn't want one?
I certainly didn't, but the baby came. Worse luck. I went to Switzerland for 5 months. No one knew anything. It was a girl. Roger was with me when she was born. It pleased him no end having a daughter. He didn't please me.
And then,
There was a balcony overlooking the lake. I broke a big stone. He could see what I was up to and he kept on shooting. Estelle, for God's sake, don't! I had him. Then he saw it all. He was leaning over the balcony and he saw the rain spreading on the water.
yes. And then,
That's all. I came back to Paris and he did as he wished.
you mean he blew his brains out?
It was absurd of him, really. My husband never suspected anything. Oh, how I love you.
Nothing doing. Tears don't flow in this place.
I'm a coward, coward! If you know how I hate you.
poor child. So the hearing's over. But there's no need to look like a hanging judge.
A hanging judge. I'd give a lot to be able to see myself in glass. How hot is it?
Don't bother. You can stay in your shirt sleeves as things are.
Just so, you mustn't be angry with me, Estelle.
I'm not angry with you.
And what about me? Are you angry with me?
Yes,
Cousin Anderson and Steele start to torment one another, both intentionally and unintentionally. Carson is tortured by the mere presence of the two women, for he would like to be left alone to think and put things in order.
Well, Mr. Darcy, do you understand things and waiting for that?
I wonder, yes, perhaps the tree will better. And now I suppose we start trying to help each other.
I don't need help.
Ines, you've lit your snare down cunningly, like a cobweb. If you make any movement, If you raise your hand to defend yourself, Estelle and I feel a little tough. Alone, none of us can save himself or herself. We're linked together inextricably. So you can take your choice. Hula, what's happening?
Just let it. The windows are wide open. A man is sitting on my bed. My bed! If you please, just let it be. There's a woman too. What did she say? That it's moon and the sun is shining? I must be going blind. Blackout. I can't see or hear anything. So I'm done with the earth. It seems no more lives for me. I feel so empty. This is Kate. Really deep at last. All of me here, in this room. What were you saying? Something about helping me? Was it?
Yes,
Helping me to do what?
to defeat their devilish streak.
And what do you expect me to do in return?
To help me. It's only needs a little effort. Ines, just as part of human feeling.
Human feeling. That's my range. I'm rotten to the core.
And how about me? All the same, suppose we try?
It's not use. Out on three up. I can give, I can receive. How can I help you? I did tweak, ready for the burn. Florence was fair, a natural blonde.
Do you realize that this young woman's fated to be your torture?
Perhaps I have guessed it.
It's true, they'll get you. Of course, I'm different, aloof. I take no notice of her. Suppose you had tried.
Yes,
It's a trap. They're watching you to see if you fall into it.
I know. And you're another threat. Do you think they haven't foreknown every word you say? And of course, there's a whole nest of pitfalls that we cannot see. Everything's here. A booby trap, but what do I care? I'm a pitfall too, for her obviously. And perhaps I'll catch her.
You won't catch anything. You're chasing after each other. Run and run in a vicious circle, like a horses on a run bot. That's a part of being a plane, of course. Drop it, Ines. Open your hands and let go everything, or else you're being disaster on all of the street.
Do I look sure of person who lets go? I know what's coming to me. I'm going to burn and it's to last forever. Yes, I know everything. But do you think I let go? I'll catch her. She'll see you through my eyes as Florence saw that other man. What's the good of trying to enlist my sympathy? I assure you I know everything and I cannot feel sorry even for myself. A trap! Don't I know it? And that I'm in a trap myself, up to the neck, and there's nothing to be done about it. And if it suits their book, so much the better.
Well, anyhow, can feel sorry for you, too. Look at me. I can see into your heart. That's one link between us. Do you think I don't want to hurt you? I don't regret anything. I'm tried out, too. But for you, I can still feel pity.
Don't. I have been told about. And keep your pity for yourself. Don't forget, Darcy, that there are traps for you too, in this room. All nicely said for you. You do better to watch your own interests, but if you will leave us in peace, this child and me, I'll see I don't do any harm.
Very well.
Please, Garcin.
What do you want from me?
You can help me anyhow.
If you want help, apply it to her.
I implore you, Garrison, you got me a promise, didn't you? Help me quick, I don't want to be left alone. Olga's taking him to a cabaret.
Taken whom?
Peter, oh, now they're dancing together.
Who is Peter?
Such a silly boy. He called me his glancing stream, just as fancy. He was terribly in love with me. She's persuaded him to come out with her tonight.
Do you like him?
They're sitting down now. She's popping like a grampus. What a fool the girl is to insist on dancing. But I dare say she does it to her too. No, of course I don't love him. He's only 18, and I'm not a baby snatcher.
Then why bother about them? What difference does it make?
He belonged to me.
Nothing on earth belongs to you anymore.
I tell you, he was mine, all mine.
Yes, he was yours once. But now, try to make him hear. Talk to him as much as he likes. That's so, isn't it?
Yes, look, my poor little lamb. Can you see how ridiculous he is? Why don't you laugh at her? Oh, once I'd have only had to glance at them and she'd have slunk away. Is there really nothing? Nothing left of me.
Nothing whatever. Nothing of you left on earth. Not even a shadow. All you own is here. Would you like that paper knife? Or that ornament on the mantelpiece? That blue.
It's to her. You should say that.
Don't turn away, you're a man, aren't you? And surely I'm not a pry as all that. Everyone says I've lovely hair, and after all, a man killed himself on my account. You have to look at something. And there's nothing here to see except the sofas and doubtful ornament on the table. Surely I'm bothered to look at that and lot of stupid furniture. Listen, I've dropped out of their hair like a little sparpelon from his nest. So carry me up, dear, fold me to your heart and you'll see how nice I can be.
I tell you, it's to that lady you should speak.
To her. But she doesn't count. She's a woman.
Oh, he don't count. Is that what you think? But my poor little fallen nestling, you've been sheltering in my heart for age. I thought you didn't realize it. Don't be afraid. I'll keep you looking at you forever and ever, without a flutter of my eyelids, and you live in my gaze like a moth in a sunbeam.
A sunbeam indeed. Don't talk such rubbish. You've tried the trick already, and you should know it doesn't work.
Estelle, my glancing stream, my crystal.
Your crystal is grotesque. Do you think you can fool me with that sort of talk? Everyone know by now what I did to my baby. The crystal shattered, but I don't care. I'm just a hollow dummy. All that's left of me is the outside, but it's not for you.
Come to me, Estelle. You must be whatever you like. A glancing stream, a mighty stream, and deep down in my eyes, you'll see yourself just as you want to be.
Ah, leave me in peace. You haven't any eyes. Oh, damn it. Isn't there anything I can do to get rid of you? I have an idea.
Glancing is so favorite.
So it's a man in it.
Not you.
No hang back now. Any man would you do your business. As I happen to be here, you want me, right? Mind, I'm not your sort at all. Really, I'm not a young nincompoop. and I don't dance to tango.
I'll take you as you are, and perhaps I saw change you.
I adapted. I shan't pay much attention. I've other things to think about.
What things?
They wouldn't interest you.
I'll sit on your sofa and wait for you to take some notice of me. I promise not to bother you at all.
That's right. Found on him. And he hasn't even good looks to comment him.
Don't listen to her. She has no eyes, no ears, sees nothing.
I'll give you what I can. It doesn't amount to much. I shan't love you. I know you too well.
Don't you want me anyhow?
Yes.
I ask no more.
In that case,
Estelle Garcin! You must be going crazy. I'm not alone. I'm here too.
of course, but what does it matter?
Under my eyes. You couldn't. Couldn't do it.
Why not?
Let her alone.
Take care, I'm not a gentleman, and I'd have no complexion about stalking a woman.
But you promised. You promised me. I'm only asked you to keep your word.
What should I? Considering you were the first to break out the argument?
Very well. Have it your own way. I'm doing a party when it ends too. But don't forget I'm here and watching. I can't take my eyes off you, Garcia.
Now then,
Really? Didn't I tell you not to pay attention to her?
you've got it wrong. It's Gomez. He's back in the press room. They've shut the windows. It must be winter down there. 6 months since I. Well, I warned you. I'd be absent-minded sometimes, didn't I? They're shivering. They keep their coats on. Funny, they should feel like the coat like that. When I'm feeling so hot. Ah, this time he's talking about me.
Is it going to last long? You might at least tell me what she's saying.
Nothing, nothing worth repeating. Let's come back to ourselves. Are you going to love me?
I wonder now.
Will you trust me?
What a quiet thing to ask, considering you'll be under my eyes all the time, and I don't think I've much to.
No, don't shrink away. I know it might seem strange to you, having someone asking you for help. You're not used to that. But if you'll make the effort, if you only will it hard enough, I dare say we can really love each other. Look at these six. 1,000 of them are proclaiming I am a coward. But what do numbers matter? If there's someone, just one person, to say quite positively, I did not run away, that I'm not the sort who runs away, that I'm brave and sane, and the rest of it. Well, the one person's fate would save me. Will you have the faith in me? That I shall love you and cherish the poisonous woman you are, with an answer for everything.
Now then, don't lose heart. It's holding me so hard. Confessing me. Pull yourself together, man. Break up some arguments. Ah, wasn't I right when I say you were vulnerable? No, you're going to pay the price. And what a price! You're a coward, Garcia. Because I wish it. Do you hear? I wish it. And yet, just look at me. See how weak I am. A mere breath on the air. A guest observing you. A formless thought that thinks you. Ah, you're open now. Those big hands. Those coarse man's hands. But what do you hope to do? You can throw with your hands. So you've no choice. You must confess me, and you're at my mercy.
Garcian,
What?
defend yourself.
How?
You hear her squeal.
That's true, Ines. I'm at your mercy, but you're at mine as well.
You can't! You're weakly running to a woman to console you.
That's right, Ines. Squeal away.
What a lovely pair you make. If you could see his big paws played on your back, picking up your skin and grazing the silk. Be careful, Tal. He's thirsty. His hand will leave a blue stain on your dress.
Squeal away, Ines. Squeal away.
Yes, Garcin, she's right.
Don't listen to her.
Estelle fixed up a knife and stabbed Ines, hoping to rid herself of her tormentors once and for all. Of course, a dead person cannot be killed again. When Ines reminds her of this, all three of them fall into a hilarious lather.
Well, what are you waiting for? Do as you're told. What a lovely scent. It's no use trying to escape. I'll never let you go. What do you hope from her? Forgetfulness? But I shan't forget you, not I. Besides, you must confide. So come to me. I'm waiting. Come along. Now, look how obedient he is. Like a well-trained dog who comes when his mistress calls. You cannot hold him, and you never will.
Will night never come?
Never.
You will always see me?
Always.
This Bronx. Yes. Now's the moment. I'm looking at this thing on the mantelpiece. And I understand that I'm in hell. I tell you everything's been thought out beforehand. They knew I'd stand at the fireplace stroking these things of bronze with all those eyes intent on me, devouring me. What? Only two of you? I thought there were more, many more. So this is hell. I'd never have believed it. You remember all we were told about the torture chambers, the fire of brimstone, the burning marrow, all the wives' tales? There's no need for red hot pokers. Hell is other people.
My darling, please.
No, let me be. She's between us. I cannot love you when she's watching.
Right, in the case, I'll stop her watching.
But you're a crazy creature. What do you think you're doing? You're not quiet while I'm dead.
Dead?
Dead! Knives! Poison! Ropes useless. It's happened already. Do you understand now? Once and for all. Here we are. Forever.
Forever. My God. How funny forever.
Forever and ever and ever. Well, let's get on with it.
The play ends in a great tragedy. Ines, Estelle, and Carson are totally defeated by their inner beings. On earth, they live a damned existence, and in hell, they are committed to an eternity of torturing one another. Even when the door in hell swings open, there is no exit for these three tragic beings.